Good Monday morning, YouTube. Following in the 255 into a job. It's we got yarder ground here, but it's also shovel ground. So, anyways, a little slow going, but pretty cool. It's always fun following the yarder in. You know, I got some good memories behind this 255. I remember, well, not really good memories, just cool memories to me. Like, this 255 undercarriage is in immaculate shape. But what's funny is the undercarriage is in good shape, but the Rotek is pretty worn. It's got quite a bit of play. I'd say it's probably got an inch of play in the Rotek at least. But, I don't know if it's the original undercarriage or, you know, I mean, I guess they don't get walked very much, but, or if it's just, it had a new, you know, rails and pads and everything under it before. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. I remember the first time working under that old Detroit screaming. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but it's pretty neat. All our yarders are in really good shape though. What you see hanging there, that's from the boom, that's the MSP. Manual slack pulling carriage, Thunderbird, I believe. I think it's a Thunderbird little carriage there, and obviously it's a Thunderbird yarder. But TV. Hear that old girl scream. Detroits, man. I got a soft spot in my heart for Detroits. That's for sure. You can always tell a good run in Detroit because they shouldn't really smoke. There's no smoke coming out of that thing. They burn clean. When they start smoking real bad, usually it's blower seals, stuff like that. They smoke when they're you know, cold, but when you see a Detroit that's running when it's up to operating temperature and up to, you know, RPM, and they're just smoking like crazy, something's usually wrong. This is a pretty nice place out here. We gotta be real careful. We take care of the gravel, take care of the logging road, go nice and slow. There's someone's vineyard right here. So usually when we're rolling across it, we go nice and slow. Keep our RPMs down, keep everything quiet. You notice that guy in front of the yarder there, he's just guiding the yarder in because there's a lot of blind spots. That cab's way up there on one side, and so when they're walking the yarder, you just, you know, we'll have a guy walk in front, make sure he doesn't run over anything, you know, doesn't hit nothing, doesn't scar up no trees. In this case, doesn't chew the road up or get off the side of the road. Alright, YouTube, I figure I'll finish that conversation about that 255 Thunderbird swing yarder when I was talking about I had good memories. I don't know. It's funny how you remember the good times but you don't really remember the bad times you hated so much. Well, one of the good times that I had with that is I remember in the snow on a downhill piece that we were doing, and it wasn't a very big one, but it was steep. I mean, it was so steep. And I remember that thing, you know, the mechanics are totally against ether, no starting fluid. I mean, you get your butt chewed if there's starting fluid. And every morning just praying to God that thing would not start. And I mean, it would crank and crank and crank and crank and just about run the batteries dead. And like that last little bit those batteries had, it would fire up every time. But I remember every time just wishing that sucker would not start just because, you know, cold and miserable and wet out there on the downhill piece with that MSP, which is 7/8 drop line, heavy, and I don't know, I was always slow in the rigging anyhow. But yeah, I just remember, you know, it's like looking back, it's fun, but man, just being so miserable. I got more stories with that But it's just kind of funny how, you know, you always wish that, you know, or you, not wish, but you always look back on memories and kind of wish you could do it over again. But in the moment, it was like the most miserable time of your life, and that's kind of how my rigging memories are. But that, and then you know, going on that ether thing, it's kind of a side squirrel rabbit trail thing, but you know, I really don't see anything wrong with ether as long as you just give it a little shot. Sometimes when it's rolling, or just a little bit. But what happens is the guys will sit there and just spray the ether in, you know, and it burns really hot. And you know, my personal theory on it is it burns so hot that it takes the edge off the rings, and then they need it. Then they are low on compression. But I feel like if you roll it over a few times and try to get it to fire, and if it doesn't fire, just give it a shot. You know, there's enough fuel in the cylinders that I personally, I don't see it being a problem. But I just remember that, you know, always thinking in my head, like, come on, why don't we just get a shot of ether in it, you know? But at the same time, just praying that it would not start so we'd go home. But anyway, so that's my story for the day. You guys have a great day, and stay safe, have fun. I'll talk to you later.